Okay, so welcome to our gentle stretch. For December, we are talking about the quality of peace, because that's obviously a word that we hear a lot this time of year. But what does it mean? So, we're actually going to start standing and make our way down, which is, I know, kind of different than usual, but just to sort of connect to the body. So, I'm going to ask you to come up to the top of the mat. I'm going to come to the back of my mat because that's where you can see the whole body. And if you have blocks or books or even water bottles, you can always grab those and have them nearby. It may also be a good idea to have a blanket or a towel that you can use. But just bring your feet to about outer shoulder distance. And let's just start with some shoulder rolls here on our feet. So a lot of times we've been sitting, right, doing a lot of sitting. So just spending a little bit of time on the feet can help to open up the body, just allow gravity to kind of do its thing in a more positive way. As you start to roll the shoulders one way and then the other, and then just thinking about that word peace, right? So obviously there's peace like a piece of pie, which maybe we engaged in last week. And then there's the peace, which is this idea of calmness, of ease, of acceptance, of presence. And so we all define that in a different way. Inhale, squeeze your shoulders to your ears. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, squeeze. Someone else is coming in. Exhale, drop it down. And then again, inhale, squeeze your shoulders up. Exhale, let it go. Then take your hands to your hips and let the right ear roll to the right shoulder. And then draw the chin across the chest. And let's just make a little crescent moon shape with the neck. So continue to relax the shoulders so let the hands settle on your hips. So if I were to ask you, each one of you, if I were to say, how would you define peace? Again, peace being that quality of, the holiday season versus, the piece of the pie. And just kind of as you start to breathe, just check in with yourself here and now. How would you define peace? Whatever side your ear comes to next, go ahead and hold. And you can just relax your shoulders. If you want, you can take your same side hand to the opposite temple. And then the opposite arm can reach out at an angle, even turning the palm up. And if that feels good, you can rotate to that opposite arm. Soften the jaw. Feel your feet on the earth. And maybe you're struggling to define peace. Maybe it was very simple. Take a big breath in. Exhale, release the hands to the hips. Let your chin move towards your shoulder on that same side. So opening up the scalenes. Little muscles on the other side of the neck. Inhale. Exhale, draw your chin across the chest. Let the ear settle to side two. Make sure you're still standing tall, knees soft. And then again, maybe taking that same side hand to opposite temple, reaching opposite arm. So if you have a definition of peace, one that is your own, would you consider that you feel that today? However you define the quality of peace, are you experiencing that? Again, you can play with rotating the arm or adjusting it. And if the answer is no, that's okay. There's never any judgment or right or wrong in the inquiry of our practice. Take another breath. Exhale, release the hands, draw the chin to the shoulder. Inhale. Exhale, draw the chin across the chest, pause. If you want, take your hands, clasp the hands at the base of the skull, and then the elbows can come in a little bit. If that's too much weight for your neck, just relax your arms, relax your shoulders. And take a deep breath in. Let it go. Release your hands. Bring your head back up to neutral. So that means the chin is parallel. And then just shake your head, right and left. And then you can stay with just shaking the head, or we're going to soften the knees and kind of start to twist the body. You can always widen the feet a little bit, let the head and the neck go. So let the head and the neck go with you as you start to twist. And this can be a little twist or big twist. Helping to clear the space around us, start to wake up the spine. Feel the weight in the feet. Take a big breath in through the nose. Exhale out your mouth. And then slow down this movement and come to stillness, so what we call mountain pose. Bring your feet in so they're hip width distance. Turn your palms out, soften your knees, chin parallel. So this is the pose of the mountain, right? And so when I think about peace, sometimes that is something I go to. I go to the mountains to find peace, whether it's hiking or camping. And so feeling into your body, feeling into this pose. And if you are not feeling peaceful, again, where is that feeling? What is a place, is an experience that brings that in? And so as we move through our practice today and through this month, we're going to continue to work with this quality and find ways to connect with it. But the first thing for today, as we move through the body in this gentle, more stretchy way, is just to start to inquire our current definition and relationship to peace. Inhale, reach your arms up, big stretch. Exhale, hands to the heart. Again, inhale, reach the arms up, lift, feel a gentle opening through the heart. Exhale, hands to heart. One more time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Soft knees. Inhale, stretch your arms up. This time as you exhale, take the left arm down, the left leg, reach the right arm over. Inhale, stretch up through center. Exhale, right arm down, left arm over. Inhale, reach up. As you exhale, put a bend in your knees and swan dive forward. So you can always grab for blocks or books or bottles. And as you fold towards the legs, bend the knees, and then inhale, lift up halfway, stretch your spine. Exhale, fold. Soft knees. Inhale, bring the arms up, reach up, big stretch. Hands to heart, pause, check in with that quality. And we'll do that movement, that sequence a few more times. Variation on our half sun salute. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, up. Exhale, side bend left. Keep pressing down through the feet. Hips are facing forward. Inhale, up. Exhale, forward. Fold hands to blocks, books, a chair. Inhale, lift up halfway. Gaze is forward. Exhale, bow in. Bend the knees as you need to. Inhale, sweep it wide. Reach up, big stretch. Hands to heart. Again, inhale, reach up. Exhale, side bend left. Inhale up, exhale to the right. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, bow. Inhale, all the way up. Hands to heart. Last time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, side bend right. Inhale up. Exhale to the left. Inhale up. Exhale through center. Roll it down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, bow. Inhale, stretch it up, reach up. Hands to heart. And then just pause, check in. Make sure the feet are still hip width distance. Feeling into that definition, that quality, noticing any change. And then inhale, reach your arms up. This time the left hand holds the right wrist. So bend a little bit at the elbows and then pull up and over to the left. Now you can stay like this and really ground through your heels, or take the right foot behind the left, so crossing the ankles. You can stay on the right toes. This plays with our balance a little bit, gets a little bit into the right hip flexor. Soften the shoulders, squeeze the legs, take a breath. And then exhale, bring the right foot back around, release your arms. Second side, reach up. Right hand grabs left wrist, pull up and over to the right. Stay here, or left foot comes behind the right. So you're kind of squeezing the inner thighs, soften the shoulders, soften the elbows so we're not yanking on the arm. Belly is in, take another breath. And then if the foot's crossed over, step it back, hands to heart. Pressing down through the feet, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. This time we're gonna hold this forward fold. So again, if you wanna turn towards a chair, bed, cushions, you can do that. And you can keep the spine lifted halfway, especially if you're feeling kind of stuffy this morning. It can be nice to keep that lift. Otherwise, fold in. And the knees can be bent a lot here, especially if you have tight calves and hamstrings. And the hands can be on blocks on the floor. You can also, so if your neck is feeling tight, you can once again clasp the hands at the base of the skull and hug the elbows in. So you can try that for the neck. And then just take some breaths here. So just play around, bend the knees, wiggle the hips, or just hang. So sometimes for me, being peaceful means I'm still, right? Like I'm lying still, I'm in meditation. Sometimes I find peace in movement, if there's a beautiful song playing, or if I'm just kind of in that, in the zone in my yoga practice, right? Like, so peace can vary. Sometimes we find peace when we're in a crowded room with a lot of our loved ones. Sometimes it's being alone in nature. And so when we're looking at that, it's important to embody it. All these abstract concepts, peace, joy, love, light, all of these things, we have to know what they mean to us. And again, how to sense them and be in relationship. But that's what yoga is. Yoga is about being in relationship. This ancient practice. Inhale, lengthen up halfway. And now as you exhale, you're just going to step your right foot back about 6 inches. So the feet are still about hip width distance apart. Your heels are on the ground. And this, again, may be a nice time to have support under the hands. You're going to slide the left hip back, soften the knees, but the legs are straight. And again, you can stay lifted halfway or fold. So you're going to start to feel some energy through the hamstrings. Relax the shoulders, shake out the head, soften the jaw. Again, pressing evenly through your feet. Letting go here, shake out the head and neck. And again, you can also, those of you who have more open hamstrings, you can fold in a little bit deeper. Or always stay lifted if this is a bit intense. Take a big breath in. Exhale here. Can you let go just a little more wherever you are? And then inhale, lengthen up. Step the right foot forward. So back in our forward fold. Exhale, bow in. Coming into side 2, that's our pyramid pose. Lengthen up. Step the left foot back. So it's about 6 inches. Hips are square. Knees are soft, but legs are straight. Lifting up through the spine. We're beginning to fold towards that right leg. But feel, again, the hips we want to keep relatively even. So one side may be tighter than the other. Let the head and neck go. And so when we feel peace in our body, right, like there tends to be a sense of calm or aliveness, right? When does your body feel most at peace? For a lot of people, even sleeping is not peaceful for their body, right? So as you feel into these neck stretches, like where is the peace in your body? Is there a particular position or body part? Take another breath. Exhale, fold in a little more wherever you are. And then inhale, step up, bring that left foot up, lift your spine, and fold in. Bend your knees, roll yourself up one vertebra at a time. And again, just roll the shoulders out a little bit. One way, and then the other. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, give yourself a hug. Just notice which arm is on top. And as you pull the fascia down, just shake out the head again. So just relaxing the head and neck, a little sweet release in the upper body. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, open the arms, so note which one was on top, and switch. Just pull the fascia down, stacking your elbows, relax the head, shake out the head, or just kind of roll side to side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach the arms up, big stretch. Exhale, hands to heart. So we're going to transition to wide legs for a couple poses, and then we will move down onto the mat. So you'll turn on your mat to take the legs wide. So we're turning towards the wide angle part of the mat. And the feet width can vary on how you're feeling today, but generally speaking, if we reach the arms out, the wrists and the ankles line up. So we're going to start by turning the feet out. And you can take your hands to your hips or hands to the heart. Take a big breath in. Exhale, just bend the knees and sit back. Inhale, so we're just warming up the big muscles a little bit. Exhale, down. So trying to keep the spine up and down. We're not kind of sticking too far back, but the hips are coming back a bit. Lifting the chest. Make sure the knees are not coming past the toes. And if you have discomfort or tenderness in your knees, just bend the legs as much as it's appropriate. So if you're feeling any pain, don't go to the point where you feel that. Stop the next time before you get there. Relax the shoulders, soften the jaw. This is just a really efficient flow, just a gentle flow to just warm up the big muscles, which supports us when we do some of that stretching. So stay with the breath. And again, can we find the quality of peace when we're doing something more rigorous or challenging? Again, maybe easy to find peace on the mountaintop, but maybe not so much, climbing up, right? Next time you bend the knees, hold here. So just bending the knees as much as you comfortably can. Sitting back slightly, lifting your chest. So feeling that heat, feeling that work in the quadriceps and the thighs. Take a deep breath in. Exhale here. Inhale, straighten your legs, hands to hips. We're going to turn the left toes to the left and then turn the right toes in slightly. So we're coming into triangle. So if you want to pick up a block or book and place it to the inside or outside of the left foot, you can. So legs are straight. Everything is sort of oriented towards the left. We still have the spine lifted. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, reach your left arm to the left as far as you can until you can let the hands settle at the shin, calf, or on your prop. The top arm reaches straight up to the sky, or a hand comes to the hip, and then you can choose your gaze, looking up or down. I'll just turn a little bit here to see this variation. So we're getting back into those hamstrings. This is one of my favorite poses. I often feel very peaceful in triangle, but I am aware that everyone's body is different. So pressing through the feet, opening the heart. This just feels like it kind of opens everything up. Strong legs, soft face. Take one more big breath. Now, as you exhale, bring that top hand forward and coming into our forward fold with wide legs. So we pivoted the feet just a little bit. So now your toes face forward. Soften your elbows. And just as before, you can use blocks or books under your hands. If you're close enough to a chair or a bed, you could always use that. And you can stay upright or start to fold. If you're folding, you can come onto the forearms, the forehead. You are, of course, always welcome to bring movement in. So if that's more of a peaceful practice for you, is in that movement, you can kind of let the weight shift, bending right knee, then the left, but still being mindful of the joints. Just let go here a little bit more. Relax the head and neck. Take some good breaths, maybe the deepest breath you've taken all day. How would you breathe if you were breathing peacefully? What is that like for you? What is a peaceful breath? And let's add a peaceful twist. So lifting up, if you're using a block, that's fine. Just move your props under your face. Right hand under the face, and then left hand to the low back, and just gently twist towards the left. So I like to keep my top hand on my back, but if you want, you can reach the left arm up, and that's gonna get a little bit deeper into the shoulder. Soften the jaw, push your hips back, draw the belly in. Deep breath. Exhale, left hand comes down under the face, right hand to the low back. Soften the knees, draw the hips back, roll that right shoulder open. Maybe rotate that right arm up. If the hand is up, the palm is facing the same direction you're looking. Lift up through the spine, soften the jaw. Deep breath. Exhale, release towards center for a moment. Just shake that out. And then soft knees, roll yourself up. We're gonna do the other side of triangle, and then we're gonna come out of this shape. So right toes point forward. If you need to move a prop to the right, go ahead and do that. Make sure you've got a heel to arch alignment. Left toe is turned in slightly, legs are straight. Reach up through your arms, reach up through your crown. Stretch out to the right, stretch, 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 stretch. And then bring it down, top arm up or behind. Soft knees, but long legs, belly in. Relax your face. Find that breath. Inhale here. Exhale, release that hand. And we're gonna just bring the hands towards the right foot and step up into that forward fold. So if that doesn't make sense for you, go ahead and come into a forward fold however you comfortably can, depending on how you are oriented. And just let it go here. Take a couple breaths. Bend the knees, rock it out, shake it out. And then we'll roll up one more time and just take a little bit of tree pose. So I've heard so many times over the years that people feel really peaceful in this pose. Sometimes it depends if they feel balanced. So you're always welcome to use a wall, closet, whatever's nearby, or a chair. Weight into the left foot, rotate the right hip, place the foot to the inside of the ankle, the calf, or draw it above the knee to the inner thigh. And you can always just have that support for balance, hand to hip or reach it up. You can bring both hands to your heart or towards the sky. Can we connect to that peace, that quality of peace here? Soften your face and your shoulders. I have to keep qualifying peace, like peace on earth rather than piece of pie, because I had a lot of pumpkin pie last week. So I'm still thinking about it. That brings me peace sometimes too. Piece of pie can bring peace of belly. Take a deep breath in. And carefully release. Give yourself a little shift. And then coming into the other side. So you can always shift around if you need the wall. And then again, feeling the weight in the right foot, and then left foot opens up. Placing it wherever it's comfortable. Relax the shoulders, soften the jaw. One side may be more peaceful than the other. And again, I guess that's the ultimate question, right? Is like, are we able to find peace regardless of what's happening? That peace of mind, you know, that we're doing our best, showing up the best way we can. Take another breath. And gently release and give yourself a nice shake. And then inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, we're just gonna step onto our back, sit down onto our butt, sorry. So if you need to transition any way you comfortably can, we're gonna bring the soles of the feet together. So if you are feeling like you want a downward dog or something, you can take that. I'm not going to teach it today, but you're always welcome to do that to transition. But otherwise, finding a spot on our bottoms with the soles of the feet together. So you can decide how close the heels come to the pelvis by how the pelvis is rocking or rolling. We want a peaceful pelvis, so the pelvis is neutral. You can always put support underneath your thighs, especially if you've got tight knees or hips. And then hands to the ankles. Let's find some cat-cow. Inhale, roll the chest open. Exhale, tuck the chin and curl back. Inhale, soft elbows, lift your heart. Exhale, round back. And just find your flow here. Softening the jaw, even softening your eyes. The shoulders drift away from the ears. Just feel the space we're creating in our body for more breath, more peace. A lot of things that may be troubling the mind right now, or the body even. And contemplating that peacefulness. You know, it's that idea is used not only in yoga, but in Buddhism and a lot of other religious and spiritual systems. This idea that finding peace, right? The very first yoga studio I ever practiced at had this sign that was like, no yoga, no peace, with N-O, yoga, N-O, peace, and then K-N-O-W, yoga, and the K-N-O-W, peace, right? But it's not that simple, you know, like just because we do yoga doesn't mean we're never going to have a moment of unrest or conflict. But having a consistent practice of some kind, a contemplative practice, a mind-body practice, those are really important ways to practicing and finding peace. Hold that cat shape, draw the belly in, relax your shoulders, and shake out your head a little bit. And then when you're ready, pull yourself up and maybe start to walk your hands forward. So getting a little bit of a hip opener. You can just stay more upright if the hips are tight or if the back's tight. And if your low back is really feeling you know, tight today, you can bring your hands behind you, and that's going to stabilize them a little bit more. Relax your shoulders, soften your face, letting the feet continue to press together. You can also just keep the arms in the lap, so the elbows are more towards the thighs. And we're going to take a few really good breaths here. I'm going to shake out the head a little bit. And for some of you with more props or more mobility this morning, you can always use a block under the head, or if you've got a pillow or bolster, you can always put that under the head or under the chest. Fold up some blankets. Oftentimes I find a lot of peace in the supported poses. But again, some days I don't. Some days I'm restless and irritable and I need to move around. And so having some diversity in our yoga practice too is also important. A few more breaths, shifting in any way that you need to. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, roll it up and pull your knees in. So the knees are bent, the feet are on the floor. Just do a little bit of really gentle core, which, seems sort of like an oxymoron. Just because we're going to do a few more seated poses, and this will be helpful in protecting the back. So knees are hugging together, hands can come behind the hamstrings. Lift your chest up first, and then draw belly and lean back till you feel the belly engage. Now you can stay just like this. Again, if your low back is still feeling tender, you can place your hands by your hips. If you want more, reach your arms up. Draw the belly in, soften the face. And of course, those of you who enjoy your core can lift the legs. But just again, notice, right, we're cultivating peace. So that quality of peace that is yours today. Soften the jaw, soften the breath. Take one more inhale. Exhale, give yourself a hug. We'll do that one more time. So if you want to, you can just stay here and stretch if you'd like. Otherwise, lifting up, knees hug in, spine is tall, belly draws in, and then we lean back. And this may be as far as we go. You can play with the arms, the legs. Keep lifting the chest. And again, think about that. Feel that peace. Is there any possibility of peacefulness in this pose? Take another big breath. Exhale, place it down, hug it in. Draw the right heel in closer to you, and then extend your left leg. Cross the right foot over the left knee, and then take the right hand behind you. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale, wrap around the right leg and twist. So roll the shoulders down, draw the belly in, shake out the head, and breathe into the twist. So full belly breaths, very cleansing twist. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly unwind and then uncross and pull the right heel in towards the groin and open the right leg up. So kind of like half butterfly. So like when we were in butterfly before, and you can put support under the right thigh. And then just widen the left leg as much as you comfortably can. And then take the left arm, slide it down the left leg, right hand to the hip or thigh, open the chest. So this is our side bend. And you can stay just like this, or you can reach the right arm up or drop it open. And so breathing into the side body. So as far as yoga postures, a lot of the times the more peaceful poses are considered the forward folds, the supine folds, which is why I wanted to sort of start standing and make our way down and just kind of play with that progression. But that may be different for your own body depending on how you're feeling today. The ones where, we're closer to the floor may be more challenging than when we're standing up and have more space. So just notice that. Again, there's no right or wrong way to practice peace. Of course, as long as, it's not harming, yourself or anyone else. It's an exploration every day. Some days what brings peace, the next day it doesn't work. And so there's a certain level of acceptance and discernment and being very present. Take a few more good breaths into the side bend. Really good for the lung capacity and the side body, side organs. And then slowly roll it on up. Bend that right leg. Carefully draw the left knee in. So bend both knees. So now feet about hip width distance apart. Take your hands behind you, fingers either forward or slightly out to the sides. Roll the shoulders back, soften your elbows, and maybe stay just like this, getting a little counter stretch in the upper chest. Or push down through the hands and the feet, lift the hips for a reverse table. Chin can tuck, or you can look towards the ceiling. Pressing through the palms of the hand and through the feet, take a breath. Exhale, lower it down. As you lower down, extend right leg, cross the left foot over the right thigh, coming up on your sit bones. Left hand is grounded behind you. Reach the right arm up and then twist and wrap or hook that top knee. Shake out the head, relax the shoulders. Breathe down into your belly. Soften your jaw. And just keeping the breath moving. Sometimes that is the best pathway to peace, is just watching the breath and breathing through whatever else is happening. Inhale here. Exhale everything out. Start to unwind. As you uncross that left leg, draw the heel in towards the groin, open the left leg to the left, maybe add support under it, and then slide the right foot out as far as you comfortably can to the right. Again, adjust so that the pelvis is peaceful up on the sit bones. Lengthen up, and then reach the right arm down the right leg, left hand to left thigh, left hip, or reach up and open. Just make sure you can breathe peacefully. And again, for a lot of people, when we're not able to breathe for whatever reason, whether anxiety or illness, right, that's a pretty big scare. That's a pretty hard place to find peace in. But even in that, right, like we have that opportunity to practice seeking that experience. And so when we meditate on a certain quality, again, we first define it for ourselves, and then we check in to see if it's currently existing. And then maybe we start to look a little deeper and we ask ourselves a little more, is there a color? Is there a vibration? Does it have a symbol? Does it live in a certain part of your body? When you start to feel peace, does it start in your left big toe and then move out up into your body? Does it start in your heart and your belly? And then we can start to elevate that experience once we, again, know for ourselves how we define it, how we feel it, and how it lives within us. Because these qualities are always within us. It's just sometimes unlocking them. But as human beings, we do have this limitless capacity for feeling. Take a big breath. Exhale. Good. Bring yourself up. Carefully bend the left knee. Draw the right leg in. We're going to do that reverse table, or the option for it one more time. So again, feet about hip width distance. Fingers facing forward with the hands behind you or turned out slightly. Roll the shoulders back, soften the elbows, stay here or lift up. Chin can tuck or throat opens, pressing through your feet. Take a big inhale. Exhale, lower down. As you lower down, I'm going to ask you to manually kind of move the flesh back so you're up on your sit bones. And you may want to sit up on something. We're extending the legs out. So for our intense Western stretch, our seated forward fold, we've been opening up the hamstrings and calves through this practice, but it can still be pretty intense. So sitting up on something, and then I always start with my knees bent and then the toes facing up. So as you inhale, reach up, lift. As you exhale, draw the belly in and stretch towards your toes. And just notice where you reach to. And then inhale, stretch up, lift the heart, lift the spine. Exhale, can you stretch a little more? Inhale, sweep it up, lift. Exhale, reach out. Last time, inhale, reach, lift, soft knees. Exhale, hinge and fold. And then let the hands fall where they may. They come to either side of the shin, the thighs. You can grab your toes. It's For some of you who have easy access to your feet, you can start to kick the legs straight, but only if the hinge is still from the hips. So we don't want to have a curve in the low back. Relax the shoulders, relax the face. Soften the jaw. And just as before, you can use props under your arms. You can stack them up to rest the forehead. In the yin tradition of yoga, this is caterpillar. So there's kind of a curling in towards yourself. Again, seeking peace from within. Because that's another thing, a lot of times if we expect other people or principles or institutions to bring us peace, a lot of times it's not lasting. That lasting peace has to bubble up from within. Turning inwards to find our peace. Take a few more really good breaths here, and you can always rock a little bit if you need to, or shift in any way. Soft jaw, soft face. Belly towards the spine. And again, this doesn't have to be a big, deep stretch. You can keep the spine lifted, the knees bent. Deep inhale. Exhale everything out. Roll yourself up. Give your legs a little shake or a little rock. And then we're going to bend the knees and make our way onto the back. If you do have a block, grab it, or a book, or even a firm pillow. We're going to move into supported bridge for a few minutes. So pretty much anything flat that you could put underneath your hips. So when you're ready, you'll shift forward on your mat and you'll roll your body down. The head is down, the arms down by the sides, the knees are bent with the feet hip width distance. And we can take a couple bridge rolls just to kind of warm up here after the forward folds. So as you inhale, lift your hips just as much as you can. Exhale, bring them down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Inhale, lift. Pause. Take a big breath. And then right when you feel like you need to come down, reach for that block or pillow or book and slide it under the sacrum. So the little flat triangle between your butt and your tailbone. If you have a bigger pillow, you're essentially setting kind of like your bottom on it. But we at least want the sacrum there. And then you can bring the arms down by the sides, wiggle the shoulders under. You can let the knees drop together. Or if you want, you can extend your legs long. Sometimes that'll open up the hip flexors. Or if you want a deeper inversion, you can draw the knees into the chest and reach the legs to the sky. So a lot of options. We are here for a few minutes. And I want you to kind of find a place that you can settle, because I'd like to offer you a little bit of breathing. So we're going to just work with our basic counted breath, which I usually recommend as starting with a count of 4. So you inhale 4 and then exhale 4. Inhale 4 and then exhale 4. So you'd inhale, count 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. And just find your own pace with this. Inhaling 4, exhaling 4. Soften your shoulders, soften your face. We'll just do this for a few rounds. Stay with the breath. Inhaling 4, exhaling 4. And for these last few rounds, if it's available to you, we'll add the pause at the top and the pause at the bottom. So you would inhale 4 and then hold the top of the inhale. And it could just be for a beat. You could count to 2 or to 4. And then you'd exhale 4, hold the bottom. And again, maybe it's just a pause. Maybe you can count to 2 or 4. So we're feeling all 4 parts of the breath, bringing this balance to whatever is coming in, whatever we are sort of holding into right now, whatever is letting go, and whatever is gone that we are trying to fully release. And a lot of times our struggle with finding peace, again, is being able to fully allow the cycle, right? We are having trouble finding peace with either something that's happening, something that happened in the past, something that could happen in the future. And again, very easy right now between just the traditional, stress of the holidays. And then on top of it right now with so many things, this quality of peace is evasive. And exploring it in the practice is not about negating any of our challenges or bypassing the immense challenges before us and ahead of us. But yoga is very much about being in relationship with the here and now. And if we can cultivate more peace here and now, then we're able to reflect more clearly on the past and therefore make better choices in the future. Choices from a peaceful mind, a peaceful body, rather than a stressed out one. And ultimately that will serve us all better, is the hope, is the theory behind the practice. Go ahead and finish the round you're on. And then if you have the legs extended or stretched up, go ahead and place the feet back on the mat. And when you're ready, lift your hips and slide the support out, lowering your tailbone to the mat. And we'll just take a gentle windshield wiper here to release. So as you lower your tailbone, you can take your feet as wide as the mat. You can open the arms out to the sides or into goalposts and just roll the knees right and left. So the tailbone is gently being massaged. And the head can roll the opposite direction of the knees. And just allow this movement, just clear out anything from the low back. So feet are at least as wide as your mat. And I like to flex my feet as my knees drop open. And the next time the knees roll to the right, we're going to hold. So you can always take your block or your prop and let the right thigh catch it. Just add a little support. And then separate the feet nice and wide. You can also place the right foot on the left thigh. So right now I have a block under my right knee and then my right foot on the left thigh. That feels nice and supportive, but again, for my body. Relax the shoulders. The head can stay neutral or roll towards the left. And let's just take some good breaths here into this twist. And this twist is really specific for the low back, which, we did a lot of hamstring opening and forward folds, which ideally would release the low back, but sometimes it can add a little bit of tightness. So breathing low in your belly, soften the shoulders and the face. Take a deep breath in and out. And carefully, you can uncross the right foot. If it's crossed over, bend the knees. You might rock the hips a little bit, and then we'll take it to the other side. So if you use support, you can move your prop over. Feet nice and wide. Drop that left leg to the left. Right foot can, the left foot can rest on the right thigh. Or just let the knees settle, however that works for you. Shoulders down, jaw soft. Release the head and neck. Breathe into your belly. Inhale. Exhale. Uncross. Draw the legs up. Just give the right knee a hug into the chest. You can keep the left knee bent, just releasing the low back. If it feels good, extend the right leg. Maybe just getting one more stretch in the hamstring. And then we'll take one more short hip opener. So bend the right leg if it's extended, cross the right ankle over the left thigh. And you can keep the left foot down. You can even put your block or your pillow under the left foot and kind of push into that to open the right thigh. Or you can hug the left knee in. So shoulders are down, the tailbone is down. We'll just take a few good breaths here. I've been enjoying pressing my left foot into the block and just kind of using that to rock a little. Inhale. And exhale, place the left foot down. If it was up, give that right knee a little hug. And then we'll switch sides. So right foot down, left knee in. You might just stay here and rock the left knee, or take a few breaths with the leg extended, opening one more time up through these big muscles. Inhale. And wherever you are as you exhale, start to transition to the hip opener. Cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Guide the left leg open. Maybe you put some support under the right foot or hug the right knee in. Shoulders down, jaw soft, face soft. Inhale. Exhale. Hug the left knee in. Hug the right knee in. Hug both knees in. Give yourself a big, big hug. And then just let everything go. We'll take a few minutes of relaxation. We do have a shorter relaxation in the other classes other than the restorative meditation, because that helps to make that such a juicy experience. But we always do want to take a few minutes to relax. So you can just stretch your body out long on the mat. You can put the legs up the wall or up a chair. You could sit in meditation. And I just want you to invite you to let go. And maybe if you've been able to access some quality of that peace, maybe let yourself rest into that. And if not, then just be open to it. Be open to unlocking this quality through our practice this cycle, this month, and to experiencing it. But for now, there's nowhere to go. There's nothing to do. Just let yourself rest and receive our practice. You already have everything you need. There's no need for self-improvement. All these trips that we lay on ourselves, the heavy duty fearing that we are bad and hoping that we are good, the identities that we so dearly cling to, the rage, the jealousy, the addictions of all kinds, they never touch our basic wealth. They are like clouds that temporarily block the sun, but all the time our warmth and brilliance are right here. This is who we really are. We are one blink of an eye away from being fully awake. Looking at ourselves this way is very different from our usual habit. From this perspective, we don't need to change. You can feel as wretched as you like, and you're still a good candidate for enlightenment. You can feel like the world's most hopeless basket case, but that feeling is your wealth, not something to be thrown out or improved upon. There's a richness to all of the smelly stuff that we so dislike and so little desire, the delightful things that we love so dearly about ourselves, the places in which we feel some sense of pride or inspiration. These also are our wealth. You can start just where you are. Begin to deepen the breath. As you breathe, if you've accessed that quality of peace, maybe beginning to breathe through the body as you wiggle your fingers and toes and roll your wrists and ankles. You can find a stretch or just roll to one side and take your time. When you're ready, you can find a seat. And so that was a quote from Pema Chodron, who is one of my favorite Buddhist teachers. And while that quote didn't speak specifically to the word peace, to me, that's a lot of what the practice of peace is. It's starting where we are. And again, all of it, knowing all of it is our basic wealth, our basic goodness, and that we can unlock that quality of peace, just, one breath at a time. And so I thank you for sharing this time with me today. Take a deep breath in and out. Inhale, the hands to the heart, bowing. I wish each of you a peaceful rest of the day, the week. Peace to you, your loved ones, all beings in the world. Namaste. Thank you so much.